What is up, everybody? We are back live, and I am joined by my brother in arms, Mr. Paddy Murphy. At any point, mate, were you doubting booking them flights to Paris? Were you worried?
No, anyone who watched my stream will stand by that. At halftime, I said, you can all laugh now, you can have your moments, but I promise you, Liverpool and their fans will have the last laugh. It was never in doubt, never in doubt. Honestly, and look at my halftime. What I said, I knew we'd get a job done. I knew once we got into halftime, we'd come out. I actually predicted we'd come out and score by the 55th minute. It was about 5 minutes over, but it's similar to what I was expecting.
I tell you what, you're a braver man than me, mate, because my arse was twitching. I won't lie to you, mate. I mean, loads to unpack, buddy. But firstly, who were that team in red in the first 45 minutes? Because I've not seen them before. I don't want to see them again.
Accrington Stanley, I think, because I don't know what I was watching. It was not a Liverpool team I've seen this year. It was uncharacteristic. It was abysmal. It was embarrassing. It was cowardly. But credit must go to Villarreal. They did start really strong and put up a massive fight, and they gave it all they could. But thankfully, I was hoping we get the halftime 1-0 up, but they got that second. And what freaked me out so much is how like the Genie goal against Barca, the header was. I was like, the similarities here are freaking me out.
But yeah, you're spot on. Yeah.
But listen, I was never in doubt. I was actually saying I love this. I actually love this. We're 2-0 up, or we're 2-0 down on the night. It gets me loads, like over 1,000 viewers. I get the best of both worlds. We still win, and I get the little bit of tilt. It was great. I love it. And the fact that we were down and then won made it the most satisfying victory of the year, without question.
Someone said to me at the start of the game about it, and I said, and like, this game could go any which way. Imagine if it ended up, they went 2-0 up, and we come back, draw 2-2, and win a 4-2 on aggregate. And then when it started unfolding, I was like, oh, hello. But I tell you what, mate, I've never been so glad to see a human being on a football pitch as I was when Diaz came on.
I mean, me being the CEO of the Diaz fucking bum boy committee from day one is even looking more and more. I was campaigning for him to come on, even a Henderson at a stage, but to see him come on was great, and he changed the game. He changed the game. He just offers something different. And as much as I love Sadio Mane, his days on the left are numbered. We love him through the middle, but his days on the left, numbered. But Diaz, I said if Diaz comes on and wins this game for us, I'm going to buy all 3 Liverpool kits next year with his name on the back. And I can safely say that I'll be buying those kits.
Boom. We love it. What was your chat like? Were they losing their heads? Because we were all losing their head, me included, on their chat, mate. It was all going to be
I think at halftime I had like 1.3k. I was looking at you. You had up on 2.5k at one point. Yeah, the chat was going, and I was like, I literally said, listen, keep it coming, keep going, keep fucking going. I'm gonna enjoy this because I promise you we'll have the last laugh, and we will. In terms of getting through, I was never in doubt. I knew go to halftime, Klopp would absolutely bollock them. We'll make the sub, and then things will change.
I know you and I both love the NFT midfield, but I think somebody's hoodooed or jinxed Naby in Spain. I don't know, mate. I don't know what he was at in the first half. And it wasn't just him. I'm not trying to pinpoint blame on any one person. And if I was, it'd be closer to Andy Robertson's door. But yeah, I mean, big difference at halftime. Like you, I was hoping we got in at halftime. Actually, let's go right back to the team selection. Apart from Jota not taking Diaz's place, were you surprised by any of the other selections?
No, I was the only thing I was annoyed that there was no Diaz starting. To be honest, and I think we were vindicated to be annoyed by that. I think our best starting 11 is the original. Well, I see there's a lot of decisions we made for the final, but I was happy enough. I was like, okay, Jota, okay, maybe that's fine. He'll take a chance, and then we'll see the game out. But thankfully, we were able to bring off Diaz off the bench, and it wasn't so much. Nobody played well in that first half. Nobody can hold their heads up high and say they played well in that first half. It was absolutely abysmal. It was embarrassing. It was pathetic. And thank God it was only 2 goals that they scored.
It was during that meltdown where I just thought to myself, "This doesn't happen if Hendo's on the pitch." And I tell you how bad I was, Paddy. At halftime, I said I'd be bringing Milner and Henderson on in the second half because we need people out there that are going to steer this ship and lead them. Because it's not very often, mate, I ever think that we look shook or we look nervous, but I don't recognize that performance in the first 45 minutes from a whole host of standpoints, from from ball watching too often, from not being able to pick out a man with the passing, from losing our duels. I mean, Mason pulled up a stat in our chat. At one point, we had like a 37% duel success rate, which is criminal.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite Milner beckoning, but I definitely was like Henderson on for Keita. Keita had a poor game, and I just wanted to see, I wanted the security of Hendo, the experience of Hendo, the calmness of Hendo. Yeah, listen, that first half was abysmal. I was kind of in shock at halftime. I was like, what am I actually watching here? And when I got that second goal, I was like, we are pulling a Barca here. We look shook. I think apart from Allison, I think every single member of that first half squad misplaced a pass and gave it to them. It was just embarrassing. And Trent, by the way, Jesus Christ, I was calling for Joe Gomez at a point.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing from the two fullbacks, mate. The ball watching, Robbo gave the ball away for the second goal as well. First goal, Robbo doesn't look over his shoulder. And he sees his man, by the way. Rio Ferdinand did a good piece of punditry at halftime. Robbo looked to see where Capoue was. And then all of a sudden he drifted in behind him. I didn't recognize it, mate. It was very un-Liverpool like. And you know what else? Even Thiago looked lost out there in the first 45.
That's what that there was I think two different passes in the first half where he put the ball out of play, and I said to the chat, going, if Thiago's panicking, I'm panicking, because like if he's fucking up, then we're really in trouble. Everyone was absolutely shooketh. They were shook. They were panicking. And all credit to Villarreal. They scored the early goal, a la us against Barcelona in the semi-final second leg in 2019. They shook. They had a shook, and the stadium was up on their feet. And thankfully they couldn't complete the comeback. But yeah, thankfully we only got into half time. I think Jared Moreno actually made a massive difference for Villarreal. He made a massive difference. He was very good, I thought, in that first half especially. But listen, never in doubt.
You were a better man than me because I was losing it. I won't lie, Paddy. I was losing it.
I heard my chat, the amount of comments, Craig is fuming, Craig is raging. I was like, I am shocked. I am shocked.
Oh, mate, I haven't felt that way in a while, thankfully, which is great. You know, we haven't had a reason to feel that way. But I want to just say, before we move on to the second half and the happy part of the game, I want to just take a second to just congratulate Villarreal on an amazing run. Congratulate their fans on. I love that they were applauding them after the game behind like that. And congratulate them just being a class act and a class club, mate, all the way through. It's remarkable for them to get to a Champions League semi-final. The goalkeeper is horrendous. I will say that. Horrendous. But they're a class act of a club.
Yeah, oh no, mass respect to Villarreal. Obviously, they showed a lot of respect for the 97 and done a lot of tribute to them. So big respect to them. For a town with only 50,000 people to get to a semi-final is phenomenal. So yeah, the only thing I hope we don't repeat the last time we bet Villarreal in the semi-final and go on to lose the final, but we'll talk about that in a while. Listen, yeah, I actually said that at half time. I said it in the first leg as well. I said their keeper is absolutely woeful. He has Poppadom hands. Just test him. And he proved it. Fabinho's goal should never have been a goal. I don't know how. Diaz's goal should never have been a goal. Both of them were pathetic goalkeeping. Even the third one, absolutely horrendous. They have a keeper on the bench, I believe, Sergio Asenjo. I don't know what he must be terrible in training, because he's a well-revered goalkeeper, so he must be wondering what he's doing wrong. But yeah, really woeful.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the goals here as BT Sports show the replays. Fabinho didn't know what to do, did he? He was like, "Will I cross it? Is the passing lane closed now?" And then he just hit it. And I was thinking, I was actually a little bit shocked as I watched it, because I was like, did that hit a deflection? Surely that could have just gone through. It looked like it went through the keeper, like literally, like through his body. But I seen it in the replay open up his legs. But Diaz movement for the second goal was phenomenal, as was the ball dropped in by Trent on his left foot, I think, as well, which makes it even more impressive.
Listen, Luis Diaz, he could prove to be one of the most important signings in Liverpool history. His signing, the feel-good factor that went around the club, reverberated around the club when he was signed, the impact he's had in the Carabao Cup final, the Champions League semi-final, in the league, he could be, I mean, he already is, but how good is he? What a signing. Thank you, Tottenham Hotspur, for making us act and sign that man in January, because he's an absolute revelation. I adore him. I absolutely adore him. And I'm just so happy right now. The low I felt at halftime to the high I feel now. I just love football.
Ah, so you're admitting it then. You're admitting it. You were a bit twitchy at
When
halftime.
they
But
scored the second goal, I was a bit
it's
emotional. I
okay,
can't lie. I was
Paddy. I
like,
love you still, mate. It's all right
no,
if you're human.
I never had any doubts we'd go through. Genuinely, I said at half time, I tweeted it as well. I was like, listen, everyone else can have their laughs. Have your laughs. I said, I promise you, Liverpool and their fans will have the last laugh. And I was actually in embracing the abuse at halftime. I was like, because brilliant. Let me enjoy it. And I made sure to run a lot of ads at halftime also.
I didn't get any of the abuse. None, because we were sub only. It was great.
Oh, really?
Robbo was caught out as Villarreal heavily overloaded his side, which is something we are used to. Wasn't very overloaded for that Capoue incident, mate. Just didn't watch his man and let him get on the blind side of him. There was no overload for that. There was also no overload when he gave the ball away, which built up to the second goal when he tried to pick out Thiago, I think. I mean, it's okay for us to say he had a stinker. We love him. It's Robbo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He sets the tone a lot of the time, but he wasn't great. He wasn't great.
With all due respect, everyone had a stinker today.
Diaz late Ballon d'Or push. I mean, that's pushing it. But do you know what? We're saying everyone had a stinker. I actually thought Mo was all right in the first half.
How Mo didn't score is a bit mad. As his touch is a bit off. But yeah, I thought he was all right. Yeah, I thought he was all right. I can't lie. After Manny scored that third goal, I literally just sat back in my chair, put my feet up, cracked open a can, and just started laughing. I didn't look at the game really that much more. I didn't even notice they got a red card until an hour after, or a minute after. Sorry. But
yeah, Salah looked like a man who wanted a goal. Definitely at the end. At the end, I'm not saying he was selfish because he wasn't, but at the end when it was stretched, you felt like he really thought there's a goal here. But Mane loves a knockout goal. What's that now? 14, 15 or something for Mane in knockout in the Champions League.
Great record. I'm so happy at the turnaround from Mane from languishing out on the left, not playing well, to rejuvenated in the middle. It's just fantastic to see. And when Sadio Mane smiles, we all smile. It's just beautiful to see, honestly.
A couple of comments I want to bring up. This one, thank you, Jason. Congrats to the boys. The way Diaz has slotted into our system is awesome. And then this one from David Newell. Broke the goal scoring record for a season in all competitions already and still have games left. Yeah, that's what me and Paddy keep saying, mate. This isn't normal, Paddy. This isn't like you don't get to see this all the time. We're seeing something special with our group.
Yeah, and listen, if there's ever a game to have your worst 45 minutes, it's probably one where you're 2-0 up from the first leg. I hope now we've learned the lesson tonight. And basically, long story short, we can't afford to do that in the final, no matter who it's against, whether it's City, whether it's Real. Because Real have the quality to punish us, and so do City. So hopefully we've learned the lesson tonight, and we won't get away with that in the final. But
that reminds me, do you want a few cans tomorrow? I mean, I should probably be asking this in private, like, but you know what I mean? We're here, so
I would say no to it.
If you want a few cans or something, let me know. I know you drink Guinness, but you've been on the lager a bit lately, so
yeah, I reckon for football we'll go. I wouldn't mind a couple of lagers, all right, whatever you think yourself.
Grand,
I'll drink responsibly and not you know.
Man, you have at it. I mean, I'm really looking for people that don't know what we're waffling about. By the way, myself and Paddy will be joined by Connor tomorrow in my house. Feet up, happy days. Watch along of. I thought that was at the window as well earlier on, of Real Madrid against Manchester City. Everything was. I was just thinking of you actually when we were there. I was like, well, Paddy's probably raging over his flights. Then tomorrow's out the window.
I said that. I was like, listen, obviously, no matter what, usually I'd be raging Liverpool are bottling the semi-final. But I was like, the fact that I've paid money to go to fucking Paris, ticket or not, I don't care. Just to be in Paris will be unreal. Listen, job done. That's my favorite win of the year. So this season so far, until we win the final, because the bullshit at halftime was great, and now they're all like, they went from laughing, and then once we scored the third goal, I was like, what are you celebrating for? They're 7th in La Liga. I was like, oh, what are you crying for? You fucking love it, you stupid pricks.
I think you've summed it up. That's pretty much how I felt a lot of the time over the years on watch along. You see the numbers go up as well, and then you see them go down, go right. It's hilarious.
The only time in the world you're enjoying seeing a sharp fucking 50% decrease in your viewers is when it's Liverpool, because you know that's because they're really doing well.
Thank you, Chaos Jokers, as well. And yeah, I mean, have you a particular team you'd rather play in the final?
Real, definitely Real.
Is it for the same
100%
reason as
Real.
me? Apart from the fact that you think they might be a bit easier, just couldn't stand stomach losing the City. If it
It's
happened.
probably a triple threat. It's couldn't stand losing the City, think they're handier, and revenge.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what way
Redemption.
that game's going to go. That's. I mean, surely it can't be as open as the first leg.
I think Real Madrid are going to do it tomorrow. I really do. I think City are going to exhibit their bottling tendencies, and I do think City are going to. I think Real Madrid are going to win, and I think that's going to suit Liverpool.
That's the final I want. For a couple of reasons. For what Chaos Joker said a minute ago, there is the revenge factor in there to some degree as well. There is. I won't lie. I want Mo to have that moment of redemption. And not that he did that wrong, but you know what I mean, of the injury of the hands
Yeah.
of Sergio Ramos with his judo throw. But I wonder will tonight bear any will tonight's 11 be in Klopp's mind, Paddy, when he makes that team selection for Paris, no matter who the opposition is, because I don't know if I'd be brave enough to put Keita in the middle of that
I was
midfield,
going
mate.
to
I
say,
think Hendo has to start in the final.
as much as I love Keita, I think tonight's game has solidified Jordan Henderson's starting position in the Champions League final. And listen, that's not a terrible thing. He's a very experienced man. I think we're nailed on to see Henderson. I also think it nails on. If we're lining up tomorrow for Champions League final, Alisson, it does depend. No, let's go. Jesus, I think it's going to be Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robbo, Thiago, Fabinho, Hendo, Salah, Mane, Diaz.
Yeah, no
And there's
argument
a
for me.
decision to be made. There's a decision to be made between Ibu and Matip. But I think for the experience of Matip, but I'd look the pace of Ibu in behind, I can't lie.
Yeah, it's a tough call, that.
I see a comment there.
I
How the hell am
say
I
he
going to get
goes
from
for.
Dublin? Dean's
Sorry, go
going,
again?
how am I going to get? Dean's saying, how am I going to get from Dublin to Paris? So any Irish Reds or anyone else really, I'd suggest fly into Brussels and then get a train from Brussels. That's what me and the boys are doing. So there's a quick tip for you. But anyway, Craig, sorry to say, you were saying Matip or Ibu?
Oh no, you just have your flex there, dickhead. You're all right. You know, I'll just sit at home like a peasant while
No,
you're out
Craig,
there
you're being
logging it
smart.
up.
You're staying at home and earning money. I'm just being the degenerate going out, and
Yeah, but
I'll probably get battered by it in Liverpool anyway.
if I was in your shoes, I'd do the same thing. You know, you're young. You got to take these. I'm
My first
blessed
Champions League
enough.
final.
Yeah, I've been blessed enough to be in that too. So I have that in, but I'm also broke as hell. So yeah, I've got to stay at home. But
So am
there
I,
was
don't
something I
worry.
was throwing up there. Yeah, look, the difference of Diaz coming on was twofold, Paddy. It wasn't just that Diaz came on and played well, and I think you alluded to what you said as well. It transformed Mane. He looked like a different man in the centre.
Well, that's it. Like the difference between Mane on the left and Mane on the middle, they are different players at the moment. Mane is an absolute machine through the middle right now. On the left, just not the same player, and that's fine. And you know what? It's one thing declining in a position. That could be the end of your career. But Sadio Mane has reinvigorated himself, and now he's a whole new entity through the middle. And that's our front three: Salah, Diaz, and Sadio Mane through the middle. I don't want to see Diogo Jota start in the final. I will say that now. I don't want to see Diogo Jota start in either final, by the way. I love the guy, but I'm not going to say that because you'll get an email. But he's a good goal scorer, and that's it.
Jurgen said to me, you know, we'll win the Premier League.
You know, he said so. I'm in love with him, and I feel fine.
Oh, I see. There was one moment at the end of the first half where I think Salah just overran the ball or something, and he turned and he smiled. And I said out loud, I'm glad you can smile, Mo. The rest of us don't feel like smiling now. But deep down, when I said it and I was thinking it through, I just thought, he still believes this. He still thinks that's there to be won. Like he's not
That's it.
nervous. He wasn't nervous. He knew, he believed.
Yeah, and Jesus, Salah's quite small. He's just on BT now with Humphreys, Ferdinand, Owen, and things. He's the same height as Michael Owen. That's kind of funny.
Michael Owen looks like
Listen,
a child there, doesn't he?
yeah, he does. He probably has the brain of a child, a stupid prick. Once a man, never a red. But yeah, listen, because we've been so good this year, we've had so many big games. I think people tend to forget how enormous this is. It's a Champions League final. Some clubs dream of that just once in their life. This is the third time in 5 years we're in a Champions League final. And the 2 years we didn't do it, one was Adrian's fault and the other was no centre-back's fault. So listen, Jurgen Klopp is a marvel. Liverpool are a marvel in European football. It's just such an unbelievable time to be a fan. We've gone through the dark days of Hodgson. Even before that, you've probably gone through the dark days of the 90s, the late 90s and stuff. That's not a dig, by the way. I was just trying to give you your credit. But yeah, listen, this is amazing. Champions League final, Paris bound. I can't wait to be sitting in Paris, smoking a cigar, drinking a beer, and getting a massage from a Parisian woman.
No. There was one thing actually when you were going for your 11 for the final. I will caveat it by saying I may tweak it if it was Real, if it was Man City. I think there's an argument to be made for Bobby if it's Man City, if Bobby's back fit, which he should be. I think there's an argument to be made that his press could be important and his tactical nous against Manchester City. But then again, in saying that, I'm not moving any of the front three, and we can't really afford to not have Hendo, because if you played Bobby in an attacking role in midfield, you would want Thiago Fabinho as the pivot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, there's never a position in the world where I hear Firmino starts and I'm annoyed. I would always be blessed to have Firmino in the starting lineup. Jota is a different story. I don't want him starting. I'm sorry. I think Firmino offers so much more. Mane offers so much more. But you could be onto something with Bobby against City. But what a nice headache to have, our Champions League final team selection.
Absolutely. Here's one from Shun, who said he paid £400 for flights to get to Paris. Hopes to see you there.
You will see me there. I don't know if you have a ticket, but I'm trying to work on a ticket. But listen, regardless, I have actually a friend. He's a fellow content creator, Phil FM. He's from the north. He also paid about that, but he covered it by betting on Villarreal tonight. If Villarreal had a won, and he'd be back to Villarreal to score first and to win, and he would have won £410. So he covered his slice. So ballsy.
I'll be doing I always do the same for the final. I always back against the team we're playing. I bank for the team we're playing in the final. So if we're playing Real Madrid, I'll back Madrid to win it.
Win and less of an L. I get you.
Yeah, exactly. At least you got a financial. If you lose, you don't care about the
money. Yeah.
Are you a full-time YouTuber? Not yet, mate. Hopefully from July the 1st, I'll be a full-time Twitcher?
Content creator?
Twitcher, yeah. I don't know what the word is for Twitch. Mr. Potato Head. Yes, mate. It's exactly how your all the ladies in your family love it. They love us Irish potato heads. They love it. They love it. Look at us. Gorgeous individuals. I mean, I could lap up this saltiness all day. I mean, I didn't get any of this over on Twitch because we were sub only. So maybe I can imagine, man. I can imagine if we were on YouTube for that watch along, the chat would have just been going. Phew, phew, phew.
Oh.
I'd say at one point, I seen Mr. Goldbridge was on That's Football, I think, for a watch along of it. I'd say he was in his element at one point when Villarreal were 2-0 up.
I actually can't wait to rewatch him celebrating the second goal with my penis in hand.
I'm going to let that sit there for a minute.
I really need a piss, but I'm going to hold on.
We've only got about 7 minutes to go, buddy, and, we should be all right. You bet against Liverpool? Yes, I do. I bet against Liverpool purely for the reason that Paddy said. If we win, I don't give a shit that I've lost, but if we lose, at least I've got a payout.
Exactly.
Where's your hair, your bald potato? Just look under your mum's bed, mate. When she was shaving it the other night, a bit might have got on the floor. I'm imagining you wanted to stuff a teddy or something, or you want to keep to make a shrine out of me. If you want a pair of underwear at mate, just ask. You'll have to get in the queue with the rest of your family, but just ask. I mean, I'm like that, Paddy. I'm good like that. I'll give him a good pair as well. Do you know what I mean? I'll break him out the Calvin Classics, the pennies of Dunstore's finest. You're on mute there, Patrick.
Why was I mute? That's extremely generous of you. And what a put down, by the way. Nobody puts down like Lord Craig Holden. Holden? How are you doing? Holden.
See, I don't even know if it's Holden or Holden, mate. I don't even know I'm supposed to pronounce my own goddamn name. Right, what else we got in the chat? A few comments before we finish up. Rival fans with small Richards have come into the chats at David Newell. Yeah, I respect it, Paddy. You probably do.
Small Richards.
They want to be part of the experience, United fans and that. They don't know, what it feels like for a while to be at the top table. So I could get it. They want to come in, have a little bit of banter, one little pat on the head, one little bit of attention. And we'll give it to them. We're here. We're good people. We're here to share.
Absolutely. Now, listen, I don't get me wrong. If I was watching United in the champ, I'd be the same thing. But I just knew that their laughter and enjoyment would be paused. I'm just getting a delivery here. 1 second. Here, come in. Put your hand in. Okay. Got a delivery there. Thank you, mother.
Hi, Mammy.
Yeah, you're interrupting. Say hello to the stream at least. She says hello, lads. Sorry about that.
Someone said Craig thoughts on Simple Simon fight. No idea what any of that means, so I'll just move on.
Simple Simon, he's a TikToker, a fellow TikToker, and he's fighting a 19-year-old. He's 52. It started, they're fighting each other basically, and they're going to be making mad money.
I'll punch the head off him for free.
Good. Craig, book it. Craig, me and you should fight. I have a joke fight for money. Let's make money.
There's money involved, mate. Yeah, I mean, I'll do it in a wet t-shirt style if we have to, mate. You know what I mean? In jelly, I don't care if there's money involved, mate.
Listen, I'd do anything for a few quid. Let's be honest, especially going to Paris. I've heard Paris is quite expensive, so
yeah,
it is. Have to.
It is. Yeah, it is. I've seen there. It's expensive.
Really? Yeah. I said to the boys earlier on. You can. We're going to the shop and buying cans and putting them in the hotel. I'm not sitting and drinking €15 pints. Let me tell you that.
Get find the French little. Google nearest one to the hotel immediately.
The French little is actually called Petit.
Emmanuel Petit. Does he own the chain of supermarkets now?
Because you know, Lidl is little, and then little in French is Petit. Emmanuel Petit, maybe.
The quad is most likely impossible, lads. We must respect City and recognise that it's hard for them to lose points. Look, I looked into this earlier on, actually. Since the 2nd of January, Paddy, we drew with Chelsea, I think, on the 2nd. We've had 13 wins on a draw. And yet there will be people of opposition fans' nature who say, if we don't win the league, we'll say we bottled it. Like, I don't know how you bottle that with 13 wins on a draw in 14 games, but...
Listen, the thing, I said this as well on the stream. The quad is a dream, was a dream, is a dream. To do it is unprecedented. It's not likely. If we do it, it's a bonus. The heart says quad. The head says we win a treble of the FA Cup, League Cup, and Champions League, which is still, by the way, absolutely fucking phenomenal. We'll lose out by a point in the league, and if we do, so be it. City still could drop points. We don't know. By the way, the moment City drop a single point in the league will feel like the first time I blew a load. So please, City, do it.
Yeah, if that happens, and I'm not talking about you doing your thing, I mean, them dropping a point. If that happens, I don't know, man. When would you want it to be? If they had to drop a point, like if you could, script this shit out.
Oh, of course, if it's possible. Felipe Coutinho last minute winner on the final day to give Liverpool the title. Oh, it's written in the fucking stars. Coutinho will be forgiven if he does that, by the way. I've already forgiven him, but I know a lot haven't. He will be completely in redemption city if he pulls that off. And say Gerrard will be Gerrard.
I have this vision of us tomorrow. I was going to say this video of us. We'll leave that. This vision of us tomorrow sitting here as Manchester City and Real Madrid go into a grueling extra time, legs cramping up everywhere, players dropping like flies there, and then they have to go and play Newcastle on Sunday at 4:30. So that's the dream tomorrow.
And then we start kissing.
They get run around for 120 minutes and tire immensely.
Oh, extra time in pens would be absolutely exceptional.
It would, yeah. I don't know. They're playing Newcastle. So who've they got left? Newcastle, West Ham, Villa on the last day. And who's the other one?
Wolves.
Wolves, yeah. Wolves. They're not 4 easy games. You mean, you think if they are going to drop points, most likely away from the Etihad, so maybe not Newcastle. The Villa at home as well, don't they? So who are they away to?
They're away to Wolves. No, they're away to West Ham.
So the 3 home games, 1 away left.
Well, let me look up. Man City.
I love you like me. I talk and I type as well. I talk out everything I type.
Yeah. Let's have a look here. They have juicy milfs. So they have Newcastle at home, Then they have Wolves away on the Wednesday. Then they have West Ham away, and then they finish with Villa at home.
All right, so those are two tricky away fixtures. West Ham will have something to play for. They'll be hoping to stay in the hunt for Europa League spot. They'll be hoping to stay in that
I
top
hope
6.
nothing against West Ham, but I hope to get knocked out of the Europa League, and then that means they have pressure then to actually get into the Europa League next year.
Did you enjoy spending 179 for me to block you? That's brilliant, mate. Well done.
He
Just
actually
as
paid to
smart
get
arse
blocked.
with a super chat, and I can you bring it up? Right, what else have we got?
Craig always wins.
I always win, yeah. I don't take L's, mate. I always win. Do you know what? I love the way people think when they call me a B-Tech over to say I copy him. Like, that's an insult that I'm the second after the biggest. Like I'm don't
Yeah.
take that as an insult. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm relevant, and that's more than enough for me. More than I ever thought I would achieve. So I'm not angry.
You may be a B Tech in terms of numbers, but in terms of a person, you're A Tech, babe.
Of course I am. Schnookums.
Listen, Goldbridge is so big because United are so shit. If Liverpool were as shit as United have been the last while, you'd be as big as him. But our football team is good, so it's needs must.
Indeed. Right, I'm going to go and get myself a shower first and foremost, and then I'm going to watch every bit of content that I can possibly watch around this magnificent game tonight. All rival fan channels, everything will be consumed, and I will be sitting here, like you said earlier on, little Craig in one hand, a drinky poos in the other hand, and yeah.
You gonna have a drink?
No. I say drinky poos. You know what I mean when I say drinky poos.
Drinky poos. I'll have enough for both of us.
I mean smoky poos, really. Yeah, and enjoy. We are in another Champions League final. Myself, Paddy will be live on YouTube at 6:30 tomorrow, and then we'll be live on Twitch 7:15 for a watch along of Manchester City's trip to Real Madrid to see who has the honor, Paddy, of playing us in the Champions League final.
Exactly that. It's going to be another brilliant night tomorrow. And listen, I must reiterate, Liverpool Football Club are in a Champions League final. Not to mention also an FA Cup final. And not to mention we're 1 point off top in the Premier League. These are the days, my friends. Live them, love them, and most importantly, up the fucking Reds.
Absolutely. It was a game of two halves, my friends, but thankfully the second half was a bit better than the first, and the Reds have booked their place in the Champions League final. Myself and Paddy will be live tomorrow to see who joined us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to everyone that came across the Twitch. Don't forget, drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button. Check out Mr. Paddy Murphy on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter,
everything,
on Twitch, everywhere.
Any app you can think of,
Mr. Paddy Murphy.
Any app you have, Mr. Paddy Murphy, you'll find my fat ass on there somewhere.
Boom. And you'll find my fat ass not far behind somewhere else. I will see you guys soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.